There is no denying that we all have an underlying fear, or at the very least an unnerving anticipation or expectation of being judged by other people. Especially in this age of online personal branding, where for some reason we allow vast amounts of people to infiltrate our lives and be a part of our lives even though we have absolutely no clue of who they actually are. But on the other hand, we also secretly and undeniably require both validation and affirmation from other people as well. Because we're social creatures that have this underlying need or requirement to receive moral support from others in order to further reassure ourselves and also to further develop or deepen our bond with them. Our fear for judgment also comes along with our need for acknowledgement, and apparently we are willing to risk exposing our characters, our personalities, and our lives altogether in order to juggle the probability of receiving the latter instead of the former. Or rather, we delusionally thought that we are only deserving of validation and acknowledgement and not of judgments, criticisms, and ridicule from others. And there is where our problem lies. Our chronic fear of being judged and criticized is severely disconnected or disassociated with our delusional entitlement for validation and acknowledgement. We think that they don't come together hand in hand. We think that we are only deserving of one and not the other, just like how we think we are only deserving of pleasure and peace rather than pain and chaos. We refuse to accept the existence of the rough and unpleasant side of the stick that we think we can just break it in half and separate the two just like we would to our outdated broomstick. Unfortunately, in life, the stick we are presented with is not made out of wood, it's made out of reality, and reality don't break, it simply reveals. As a result of this inability to accept that we will be judged, criticized, and even ridiculed by people no matter who we are, we become emotionally defensive, or worse, autonomically submissive in order to desperately and helplessly convert some of those judgments into validations. We become this weak and agreeable individual that face and deal with the judgments of people with a passive-aggressive attitude. We are so afraid and avoidant of conflict that we are willing to sacrifice our dignity in order to maintain peace, to the point where we express our unpleasantness, guilt, and regret for being the person that we are. So bad can this be that we even start to feel and believe that we are the physical embodiment of all the disapproval and hate that we receive. We try so hard to be liked through apologizing for everything that is different and unique about us just to desperately earn some disingenuous approval, which most of the time we know is actually just blatant disregard. Now this usually originates from a suboptimal background, whereby our parents very rarely ever gave us any form of encouragement or acknowledgement during our adolescent years, to the point where it escalates into us being chronically desperate for some as we reach our adulthood, leading us to doubt ourselves of our capabilities and undermining or even overlooking our own strengths through disregarding our own worth as an individual. This is how we eventually try to hopelessly earn others' approval by trying to live our lives on their terms just because our parents wouldn't give us the approval that we need despite doing everything that they say when we were obedient children. It's a behavioral pattern that escalates further, especially if we are also not taught or encouraged to both think and behave independently for ourselves. As a fully functioning adult with critical thinking, you must fully realize that you are not obligated to live your life on other people's terms, and you have every right in the world to live your life on your own terms. People do not care about the state and quality of your life as much as you think they are or hope they would. So don't get into the trap of trying to get them to like you through doing what they think is best for you. They don't think like you do, they don't live like you do, and they don't understand you as much as you do. You are only going to sacrifice, or worse, waste your own potential in trying to live for the sake of other people's perception of you, because they'll never be satisfied anyway. They will always have something to pick on you and judge about you, so why bother trying to fulfill their needs and agendas? You'll never succeed. You must learn to not lie to yourself, start to think and decide for yourself, and realize that your evolution and growth matters way more to you than trying to earn the pretentious approval from people you don't even like just so you can feel slightly better about yourself. Each and every single one of us are born with an unrepeatably distinct chemical manifestations gifted with our own bespoke design. We all have our own unique set of tastes, preferences, inclinations, interests, curiosities, and sensitivities. Your differences and uniqueness as an individual is all a necessary component of human existence and evolution. Trying to discard them or be otherwise than them is basically dishonoring your very own independent functioning and purposeful existence as a human being. Pushing and revealing their potentials in you is how you eventually realize your worth as an individual and earn the approval that you deserve through respect and admiration, while also attracting all the criticisms that will inevitably come with your differences. You will always have those that dislike you because you are not meant to get along and gel with everyone you encounter. You are not meant to inspire and entertain everyone that you meet because both your existence and intentions will always be perceived differently by everyone since they look at you and the world through their own subjective lens. It is how things are supposed to be. It's how reality is. Some will like you, some will hate you. Even God has his fair share of haters. A lot of them, in fact. Being unapologetic for who you are is a combination of realizing your own unique strengths, potential, and place as an individual in this world, and understanding that no matter how much you want them to, people are not responsible and will never be responsible for your life. And because of that, they have absolutely no rights to forcibly dictate how you should live your life. They don't pay your bills, don't they? So why should you give in to their demands? They have the right to judge you, criticize you, and ridicule you all they want, but you also have the right to not listen to them, ask for their permission to do anything, and move on with your life just the way you like it and want it to be. Which, let's be honest, only you have the clear answer for, and not any of them will ever do. Thank you for watching.